Hey YouTube, it's Megan. I'm very sorry that I haven't been keeping up with you guys. But a lot has been going on in my life lately. Me and my husband have orders to go to Alaska soon, and we've been working on that. And I've been very sick, like you have no idea. And it's just been really hard for me to even want to make a video right now. So that being said, I don't know how long this is going to be because I am going over my 8, 9, and 10 weeks because I'm 10 weeks today. So bear with me. I'm going to start this video off as if I were 8 weeks today, which I'm 10. Alright, so if this was my 8-week update video, I would tell you guys that my 7-week symptoms were horrible. I didn't really have any symptoms besides sickness, and I'm not talking like morning sickness or night sickness or like the minor sickness that people complain about, but it's nothing real serious. I'm talking like all day long. Horrible. It was so bad. The most I've thrown up in one day was 6 times. Yeah, it got that bad. And it actually freaked me out because I had to call my doctor and tell her that, hey, look, I'm getting sick. I got sick for the 6th time, and I can't keep food down, I can't keep water, I can't keep anything down, and I was just laying in bed all day completely miserable. And I know that's not how you should go about it, but I couldn't leave the house. I was so scared I was gonna throw up in public or throw up in my car or anything. It was horrible. And she said that if I'm not retaining fluid to go to the ER, and because that means I'm dehydrated and stuff. So that freaked me out. So I kept trying and trying and trying. I drank a water bottle, threw it up, and then drank another one, threw it up again, and then finally the 3rd time it stayed down, but it was brutal. I'm talking like, oh, I was so nervous. I'm really not a fan of needles, and the thought of going to the hospital and getting an IV and everything scared me so much. So I kept trying and trying, and then finally I was able to keep it down, and luckily I was fine after that. Like, I just kept drinking, hydrating myself. I didn't care about food at that point because she said food is important. It is really important, but she said it's not as important as water. And if I ate, I knew I was going to throw up again. So I just opted not to eat for the rest of the night because it was already like 7 or 8, and I really honestly wasn't hungry, even though they say that if you're sick to eat because it means you're hungry, but that definitely wasn't the case here. I was just extremely ill. So that was my week 7 symptoms that I would tell you about in my 8-week video. It'd be really short because that's pretty much all I had, and my urine actually decreased a lot, and I think that's because I wasn't getting enough water. And obviously my dry face is still there, my hard stomach was still there, but that's pretty much the only serious symptom I had. Now, if this was my 9-week video, I tell you that week 8 I was still sick, and that Monday I was supposed to have my prenatal appointment, the 29th, July 29th. I went in and I signed in and everything, and I gave them my insurance because I haven't seen that doctor yet, and I was waiting for the doctor to call my name and stuff and bring me to the back, and excuse me, and the nurse was like, Megan Gibson? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, can I see you up here for a minute? So I was like, okay. So I walked up to the front desk, and she apologized, and she's like, I am so sorry. They scheduled your appointment wrong. Can you come back at the 8th? And I was like, oh my gosh, that's 2 weeks away. Like, I didn't know if well, it's not 2 weeks, but it was maybe, I don't know, it was like, whatever, it seemed like forever away. And I got teary-eyed because I'm so hormonal, and I was like, well, I almost had to go to the ER last night, and I've been really sick, and I was hoping that I could get prescribed something today because it's been really horrible for me, and I can't keep anything down and stuff. So she understood that, and she gave me a prescription. It's permoxerin, I don't know. I'll put it in the little bubble thing up here. But that didn't really, it helped in that fact that it would put me to sleep, but it wouldn't take away my nausea. It just knocked me out, and that's kind of how it worked, I think. I don't know. So anyway, so that week I was just extremely tired, but I think it's because of the medicine. I would just pass out. I would sleep till like 2. I mean, obviously I had to wake up and stuff because I had to get my husband for lunch, and I had to bring him to work, but because we only have the one car right now. So other than that, I've just been really sleepy, and I did throw up a little bit, but the medicine was definitely helping. I'd only throw up like once or twice a day instead of like normally 4 or even 5 times a day on average. So I was thankful, but it still stunk. And then I was going into week 9, or week 10, sorry. I was going into week 10, and it was July 8th, and I was supposed to have, or August 8th, whoa! And I was supposed to have my prenatal appointment again, my rescheduled one. And that morning I woke up, and I was about to take my husband to work, but then I felt myself getting sick, and I was like, babe, I'm just gonna throw up and get it over with. So I went to the bathroom and I vomited, but when I was looking in the toilet, I saw like red, and at first I thought it was blood, but I wasn't sure because you couldn't really tell at the time. So I started freaking out a little bit, and I started tearing up, obviously, hormones again. And I was like, baby, and he comes running in, and I was like, is that blood? Oh my God, is that blood? And I was freaking out, and then I dry heaved, and then I threw up again, and it was completely blood. Like, it was really scary and really gross. So we started freaking out, and he immediately called his first sergeant and was like, hey, my wife is throwing up blood. We're going to the emergency room. She's pregnant. It's a little scary and stuff like that. So his first sergeant understood, and he let him go and made sure that his squadron knew where he was and stuff. So immediately upon following that, I put my shoes on, I grabbed a water bottle, we got in the car, and we headed to the base, Tinker Air Force Base, and we went into the medical unit, and we went to my physician window, and I was like, hey, I just threw up blood, blah, 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 and they saw me right away, and I was like, I canceled my prenatal appointment, because that's what my husband called them when we were on the way to the base. I was like, I canceled my prenatal appointment, but I threw up blood today, and I don't know if I should be in the emergency room or here or what. And they're like, why'd you cancel your appointment? Go to your appointment. Your gynecologist would know best. So we called my OBGYN back, and we rescheduled, because it was like 8:15 at the time, and my appointment was at 8:45. So we ran over there, and we waited, and I had my appointment and everything, and she didn't think it was an emergency, so we had the normal appointment or whatever, and she just thinks that I tore my esophagus or something, or cut my esophagus or something, and it was really irritated for me, I forget the word, but it was just really irritated for me throwing up so much in the past 2 weeks. So she didn't really see it as a problem, but she said to keep monitoring it, and if it happened again, to call her and let her know and whatnot. We're getting close to 10 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and stop this video, and I will make a part 2.